when my leadership level and my leadership skills move up and I grow, then I become actually a better person to be able to lead my life. Because how many agree that you have to lead you first?
Yeah.
You guys agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, and as you're leading yourself through this life, right, it doesn't always come with instruction manuals, right? When you were born, right, when your parents had you, you know, did the doctor say, hey, here's the instructions for Ira, right here, right? Follow the instructions, he'll be a good boy, right? Were you a good boy? Probably not, right? Okay. But, you know, how many parents do we have here? You have kids, awesome, right? So the doctor didn't hand you the instruction manuals. So you kind of learn, and you learn as you go. Well, sometimes what we think leadership is, we think, well, as long as, you know, we live and have all these great experiences, you know, I can learn. But basically, experience doesn't make you a leader. Experience just says you've gone through certain things. It's what you do with that experience. So how many have had really good experiences in your life growing up? Okay, probably all of us. If you didn't, well, I got some counselors back here. We'll help you through those. Okay? You got to have at least one good experience, okay? But how many of us had bad experiences growing up as kids, right? Everything goes up. So it's amazing how a lot of times as we grow up and we go through things, what are the things that sometimes stick out the most in our lives? The good things, the good times, or the bad things? Why do we as human beings always focus on the negative and let go of the positive? Why do we do that?
Because you use those experiences for your right for the future.
Right. And so, but if we are constantly thinking about what happened to us in the negative, what does that do to our spirit, to our heart? It keeps us in a state of depression sometimes, right? So to be able to switch and shift the mindset to say, let me focus on something that's good, does that just come automatically for you? Or do you have to be intentional? Just think about it. For you, it has to be intentional. How many are naturally optimistic in life? Are you? You look at the good more than just the negative or what's wrong.
Try to make lemonade out of lemons for me.
Right on. So life gives you a bunch of lemons. You add the sugar and water, and what do you get? Lemonade. I love it. That's right. So a lot of times in life, it's like for someone to be optimistic, you really have to work at it. For some other people, they're always, you know, they see the glass, you know, it's not half empty, it's what? Half full, right? And some just look at the thing, it's just going down, life is going down, the world is ending, and I'm just so depressed, right? And they're like sucking the life out of you because of the way their attitude, their negativity, their complaining, right? How many like to be around people like that? All right? How many are like that? No, okay. Don't ask that. Okay. So the idea of leadership is, do I see the value in it in what I do, whether it's in my professional life or in my personal life? If I don't see the value in it, then I'm not going to even lean into it to see what it's all about. So when Dr. Ting brought me in about a little over a year ago, this was part of the transformation for the culture that we're talking about for Boston Dental Group. How is Boston Dental Group going to go to the next level and go from 13 offices, 14 offices, then go nationally, go internationally, global? Why? Because Dr. Ting has a big vision. He's a great leader. He's a great visionary, right? But without the pieces of the puzzles coming together and working, do you think that vision is going to happen? No. That's why the great people that are in our company is, I'm looking at the great people that is bringing their portion, their part into this company. But what are you coming into is the question. You know, you saw the video, right? How many enjoyed that video? Okay, that was all done by the staff. They're on their own talent, in their own time. And they, you know, it wasn't paid actors. You know, we just brought people from different offices. They came together. You know, I was dancing. I said, why not? You know, just be kind of crazy for the company because we've got a generation coming in that loves to have that sight and sound, that loves to have fun. How many like to have fun? I love to have fun, right? I think if you look at life, if I am not going to have fun, I'm just going to go to work, earn my money, go to bed, go to work, earn my whatever. That's boring. That gets boring after a while. But if we can create a little bit of happiness in ourselves, in our leadership development, in our growth, let me tell you, you're going to be an influence around others. So why do we bring and why do we need that in an office, in a healthcare facility, in any field that you're in. Why do we need that happiness and that to be translated into your work? Why?
And it flows over to the patients. Happy employees make happy patients.
Absolutely. So why is Dr. Ting investing in your life by bringing me in here and then going to the different offices, doing these leadership developments? It's not just about motivation, but it's truly giving you keys and tools to help you grow in your personal life. Why would he do that? Because he's a bad leader? Because he just wants you to make money for him?
He's invested
No,
in
he
the
wants
future
them to
succeed.
grow.
He wants you to succeed, grow, and he's investing. Absolutely right. And that is the heart. That's why I believe in Dr. Ting. I've known Dr. Ting for about 5 years. I've known him before I started working here, and he's the real deal. Let me tell you what, I have the utmost respect and honor for him as a friend, as a partner, and I've known him when we were working together with a local charity, dental and medical charity that I also serve at. And he gives his time and effort to give back to the community. And so that's how we got to know each other. I didn't even know he had this. I mean, he wasn't in there bragging about, oh, look how successful I am. This multi-million dollar company bringing in millions of dollars every year and employing over 200 employees. It's a big company, and it's got plans to do great things. Now, in order for this company to go to the next level, in order for us to expand and grow, who's going to need to do that and be a part of that? Say me.
Woohoo, me.
Me. You're a part of this. You're a part of the dream. And I love this quote. Ready? You can write this down. Teamwork makes the dream work. I want you to think of that concept of teamwork. Because anything in life, whether you're playing sports, whether you're in the dental field, whether you're a dentist, hygienist, how many agree we need teamwork? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
The quickest way for the morale of an office to come down is you have a team that is backbiting and fighting and not getting along. How many's been there? How many's been in a family where your team is just fighting and bickering and the family is not getting along? Okay? My growing up was like that. Mom and Dad, World War III. My dad was an alcoholic. There was a lot of chaos, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. And I remember as a kid being in the back of my room just crying, just like because I felt so helpless. And just hearing that back and forth. So I remember emotionally how that affected me. And I said, wow, that really, that affects you. So teamwork recruit does either help or hurt an office. Is that right? Okay. So when we come into a team of 260 employees, I want you to see the big picture. You see your office of how many? How many is that, Laughlin? 8?
6. Sometimes 7.
6, sometimes 7. So in a smaller group, okay, probably much easier to manage. Okay, but imagine, I want you to see the big picture. We as Boston Dental Group are a family. You're coming into a big family, and within those offices are sublets of those families, of that culture, of that community. And so it's a task to get everyone on the same page. Like up here, when I come into the office, whether it's Laughlin or whether it's Sahara, right? It should have the same feel. It should have the same uplifting attitude. And where is that going to come from? Is it going to come from me only? No. Doctor, where would that come from? It would be coming for you, right? You're the dentist. You're the hygienist, Ralph, right? So you're the one. You're the DA, whatever you are, and wherever you're at in that spot, you're going to have some type of contact with that patient, right, coming in the door with one another. Now, how many would love to create that office to where when anybody walks in, whether it's a patient or a team member, you feel lifted up. You feel encouraged. You feel that your team has got your back and you're willing to work together. Okay? Because we've all been in those teams that haven't operated like that. You got in there and they're talking about you behind your back. I mean, it's ever been talked about, right? How does that make you feel, Amber? Someone's talking about you. Pissed off, right?
I like it.
It gets you angry, it gets you upset, it could get you a little sad, a little down, but ultimately it gets you angry. What happens when anger's in the office? When anger's in the air, that is a depleter of your energy. Why? When a person is angry, and think about it. Well, I've noticed that the amount of anger that I have, by the end of the day, I am completely exhausted. So I got to check myself before I wreck myself. Because I could be so angry and not realize that, not even be aware of that, because anger depletes your energy. But when you have joy, and you have happiness, and you have fun, what does that do? Does it relax you? Does it relieve you? That's an energy builder. Why did we do this little dance and have a little fun? Because I need to build some energy. It's getting a little, lax. So if I see you guys getting a little wavy, I'm going to say dance party. It's time to get up, turn the light off, do some dance, right? Imagine that in the office. Throughout the day in the office, at some point, you get around noon, you're tired. Everyone says, okay, dance party, everyone. Everyone stops and does a little dance. They do that at Joe's Crab Shack. Right? Why not? We're doing crazy things to get out of the box of dentistry and realize that people are people and people have emotions, whether they're patients, they're not just numbers coming through, right? They're not just bodies that, and you're not just a cog in the wheel. You are somebody special. Look at your neighbor and say, you're somebody special.
You're special.
Ralph, okay, you're special. How many agree Ralph is special?
Yeah.
See, when you walk in the office, imagine, doctor, you come in the morning, you walk in that office, and everyone looks at you and says, it's Dr. Chung. Yay! Let's try that. It's Dr. Chung. Oh my gosh, you'd be like, I cannot wait to get to work every morning. When I come home, it's not, yay, mom's home, dad's home, you're home. Oh no. But when we come to our work, how much time do you spend with your work teammates? 8 to 12, right? How much do you spend with your family when you get home? None, right? Maybe an hour, 5 minutes, if that. Okay, so the majority of our time is with one another, correct? That's why we need to shift the culture of an office, of what we think an office. It is a professional environment. It is a healthcare environment. So number one, you've come here to be a help to the society, to bring healthcare, dental care to people's lives. And doesn't that change people? Once they have that pain gone, yeah, they're happy, much more happier. When you help them, it's an amazing field that you're in, the healthcare field. So we're all in this, but as anything else, we can just get in the mundane, the day in and day out, and we forget and lose focus. It's important that our teamwork, again, teamwork what? Let's say that together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, that was pretty good. But let's say it like you mean it. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, that was better. That was okay. But this time I want you to pump it up. Okay, a couple of notches with your voice. I want you to say it with passion and power. Ready? On the count of 3. Teamwork makes the dream work. 1, 2, 3.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I like it. Come on, give yourself a hand. Okay, did you?